My bad. Upside down camera. Go for it.
Alright, hey, it's your boy, Spencer. I'm back. I got a story I'll talk to you about. Maybe you've heard of it. There's a small game that a lot of people play called World of Warcraft. And I was balls deep in that. So I want to tell you about that because I've talked about addiction before. You can be addicted to anything. And video games is no exception, especially a game like World of Warcraft. There's a reason why they call that game World of War Crack. It's because it seriously can take over everything, and you stop caring about other things and you only care about the game. I was there, trust me. I think I started playing that game when it was released, I believe 2003, 2004. So I was playing it from the very beginning, and obviously the game has changed a lot since then, and they've released tons of expansions. The game doesn't end, is what I'm trying to say. The game doesn't end, and that's also why it has a lot of addictive qualities to it, because you never run out of stuff to do. And if you run out of stuff to do with one character, then you just make another one. But what I'm going to talk about is experience with someone on the game. Maybe you're familiar with a term called catfishing. If you're not, I'll explain it to you. Sometimes people online will act like a different person, and I'm not just saying like they'll act like someone that they're not. Sometimes they'll be someone completely different than who you thought they were, and whether that has to do with people not liking who they are in real life, or it's because you're playing games like that, games that are that big, to escape. And I think, and anyone can say that, like, you're not just playing the game to have fun. Sometimes it's just a means of completely escaping to another reality where you don't have, not that you don't have to worry about your real world problems, but you put them on the back burner. You're not there to worry about those problems. You're there to play the game and worry about game stuff. So I had met somebody, I want to say it was around 2008, 2009. I think this was during the third expansion of the game. And by this point, I was pretty much a savant at the game. I knew all the ins and outs. I knew exactly where I needed to go, what to do, quests, items, just like everything that you needed to know about the game. I was like, a lot of people, I'd been around for so long on the game, I kind of developed a reputation of being the guy that would help you out with stuff, because I knew a lot of things. And there was one person, I remember I was leveling up in one of the lower level areas, and I wasn't doing anything, and I was just like, hey, do you need help? And because the area that they're in, there were a lot of quests where you couldn't do the quests by yourself. They were what they called elite quests, so they were harder, and you usually needed more than one person, a group at least of people that were the same level as you to get stuff done. And I was way higher level than what you would have been for that area. I was max level. I was level 80, which was the max at the time, and it was like a level 20 area. So basically, to have a level 80 help you with all these quests and stuff, we were just steamrolling through it. It like wasn't even a challenge. And this person was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take some help." And it evolved from that more to like me taking them through dungeons, which are specifically areas of the game where you get 5 people. You get someone to take the damage, the tank. You have someone to heal everybody, the healer, and then you have 3 people that are doing damage. And since I was helping this person at super high level, we didn't need 5 people. They would just stand behind, and then I would just run through the instance and pick up as many of the enemies as possible, and then I would just like do one whirlwind spin, and they would all die. So that was pretty cool for them, and we got to know each other. We were always hanging out, chatting, being in the guild, and this was a girl, and obviously I was in high school. Yeah, I want to hang out with a girl. That sounds cool. And this went on for a while. I want to say this went on for a year of just, playing together, having fun. They introduced me to RP, and which is role play, and there are certain servers on World of Warcraft that are specifically for people that want to do RP. So rather than like everyone knowing me as Spencer, I would be like, I think the character at the time, I think my name was Kalia. So even I was catfishing people, but I was RPing. People knew that I was a dude. But even though I was playing as a female blood elf shadow priest, people still knew that I was a dude. And I was part of people in RP. There are rules, and people are super hardcore into it. And if you break the rules, people let you know, and they get pissed. And it's also very cliquey, kind of like high school is, or anything. People develop cliques or groups together, and then and sometimes we would just make up scenarios where like we would be fighting another guild or a clan and stuff, and like there would be certain parts of the city that, like, if you tried to go there, people would be like, you can't be here, you're not allowed to be here, or whatever. Even though it's a free range MMO game, obviously if it exists in the game you should be able to go there, but people had like strict rules and everything. And this person that I've been playing with for a year, all of a sudden they decided, I don't want to talk to you anymore, just randomly.
Ghost.
Yes, and this is like extremely upsetting, because we had spent so much time together and we were playing, and then all of a sudden this girl just says, "Oh, I don't want to play the game with you anymore." So that sucked, and I was trying to find out why. Like, I at least wanted closure. I wanted to know what happened. What did I do? Can you at least tell me, talk to me, tell me why you're not talking to me? And I would make new characters on the server, and then message this person. They were playing a Blood Elf Death Knight, I believe, male, and they were a girl. So I was a dude playing a girl, and they were a girl playing a dude. If that makes sense. well, anyway.
Reverse roles.
Yes, and eventually I had bothered them to the point where they got other people that knew me involved with this situation, because I was harassing them. But
how were you harassing them? Explain.
Because I would message them on this new character that I would create, and usually they would just end up immediately blocking me. And what happens
how'd they figure out it was you?
Because I said it was me.
Oh, okay.
But so most of the time I would be immediately blocked. I didn't get reported to Blizzard or anything. Like, I wasn't banned or suspended for I could have been, because I was legit harassing this person. But I really wanted to know. I'm like, whoa, why are we not friends anymore? What happened, or whatever? And they started getting other people that we would play the game with, role play, and like basically turn them all against me.
Right.
And it escalated so far to the point where they said, okay, we're gonna duel, and so our characters were gonna fight.
Yeah.
And so they got on their Death Knight, and I was on my Shadow Priest. And this is a little side note: I suck at player versus player, where you fight other people rather than fighting like a non-player character, like a computer. But I didn't like playing it. I didn't like fighting against other people. I was always one of those people that I'm like, why don't we work together? I don't want to duel or fight.
Right.
But dueling in roleplay was a lot different than just like dueling normally. Normally you duel, someone wins, someone loses, but obviously your character doesn't die. But in RP, people like to take it a little too far, and by take it a little too far is I ended up losing the duel, and they took my head. They decapitated my. Well, they didn't actually in the game decapitate my character. This was like they're saying, "Oh, I took your head." And what happens in roleplay is if someone takes your head, your character is dead.
Right.
The only way that your character can be resurrected is if they get your head back, and like in terms of RP, like roleplay. So they had my head, and they wouldn't give it back, and so that meant that my character was completely irrelevant and didn't matter, and all that time and effort that I put into that character was basically just wiped off, because even though my character was still running around and I could play the game, if I tried to roleplay with anybody or talk to them, they would completely just ignore my existence, because when that duel happened, a lot of people came outside the city to watch this happen. So like everybody knew, and if they didn't know, they told everybody, hey, Kalia, which was my character's name, is dead. Like the Vayne took her head. She's not. So if I tried to talk to anybody, it was they would just completely ignore me. And yeah, that sucked. And and that's when I finally found out that Vayne was not a girl. This was a dude. This is some dude that catfished me so hard, and never even told me. Apparently, other people on the server did know that this was a dude. I was like the only person that thought.
Did you fall in love with this chick, or when you thought she was a chick?
I liked her. It wasn't love or whatever. I'm just a dumb high schooler.
Right.
But I was.
Shit, I still don't know what love is. Fuck.
But yeah, a lot of people knew that was a dude, and no one told me.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's hella fucked up, because they knew that I thought that this was a girl, and they would keep. I think they thought maybe that if I found out, that it would like ruin everything. But by this point, everything was already ruined.
Right.
So yeah, and I got a huge apology from them when I found out, because I basically confronted them again, harassment, being like, being like, I can't believe that you were a dude this whole time or whatever, and they actually didn't block me, and they talked to me, and they were saying like, yeah.
Are you friends with them now or no?
No, because I don't play that game anymore, and
right.
Not to mention they had their own shit going on, and I didn't want to be a part of that.
Gotcha.
Obviously, you have some issues if you're going around an online game pretending to be a girl when you're a dude in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, it was different for me because everyone knew that I was a dude playing a female character. For them, it was, at least just for me, they were like completely deceiving me. It was like,
yeah.
It's like, okay, now I found this out. It's like, now I don't even know you at all.
Right.
Because I just found out that you're the opposite gender. So yeah, that sucked. But they gave me a sincere apology and were like, yeah, what I did was really fucked up. Because knowing someone for a whole year, knowing them for a whole year, and
turns out you don't
ever
ever know anyone.
Find out that you don't. But yeah, they were completely sincere apologies. I got to talk to them, for who they really were, and the fact that, and they were saying like, there's a place in hell for me, for what I did to you, and yeah, that sounds really melodramatic and shit. But I felt like they really meant it. Like they felt really bad for hurting me. And yeah, after that I quit the game for a while. And yeah, I went back and met tons of other people, but I never had an experience like that where I knew someone for a whole year and then I didn't know them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, World of Warcraft drama.
So what's moral of the story?
I think the moral of the story is to be honest with people. Maybe they thought I wouldn't help them as much in the game or something if I found out, oh, this is a dude. But that wasn't the case. I just liked helping people, and I was really good at the game, and I was in high school. I had tons of time to just waste on that game and to get better at the game, because that's all I cared about. Like I said, addiction. But yeah, I think moral of the story is just to be honest with people. Even if you may not like what you're gonna hear back from the other person, like, just be honest. That's all you can really do. So.
Thank you, Spencer. Tell them what to do next.
Oh yeah, comment, like, subscribe, ding that dong. This video was sponsored to you by World of Warcraft.
Were you gonna say something else before I interrupted you?
I can't remember it now.
All
so.
right. Yeah, guys.